Hey, Soul Fam, Amelia Adair here. Hope you guys are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good, I'm doing good, and I got a great topic for you today. Yeah. So you gotta get cozy, sit back and relax because it's gonna get good. It's gonna get real, real, real good. And I'm excited because I've been taking some time. I haven't gone missing, which is great, but I have been slowing down because I've been really taking some time to clear my mind, adjust to the change. There's like so much change happening right now, with me personally, but overall in the world too. So when change happens, I like to tread slow. I don't want to just be like, whoop, you know what I mean? I like to move real slow and easy just so that everything is clear. Sometimes when we're moving fast, it's a lot of movement. It's hard for us to hear what we need to hear, you know? And it could get a little confusing and it could get a little frustrating. So for me personally, I like to just, I like to take it easy, take a deep breath, slow, and take my time. Because when you rush, is when you'll be sitting there like, dang, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? Oftentimes we miss things because we just rushing. We rushing like, so slow down, take it easy. So on top of that, let's talk about removing distractions from our life. Oftentimes we so caught up in these distractions, and I'm guilty too. All right, but we get so caught up in these distractions, and we missing the bigger picture, or we missing steps because we so focused. You know what I mean? Focusing on that word, focus. We so focused on what everyone else is doing. I know it's a thrill. I know it's a release. I know it feels good to know. We humans, we just want to know, even if it has no value. Oh, I know that. Okay, no. Do you know how to mind your business? You know. So let's take some time, as much time as we need, as much time as you need, to remove one of your biggest distractions. This is a challenge. I'm telling you, it's a challenge because when you distracted to something, that means you kind of itching for it. Like your body craves it, your mind feel like it needs it, and you feel like if you don't get it, you just start getting fidgety. It's like when you ready for dinner. You've been smelling it cooking. It smells good. Mama's making your boo doo doo. Mama's making your favorite meal, and you smell it, you have to get a plate. That's how it feels like, oh my God, I gotta get seconds. It smells so good, you want seconds. Like you craving, you earning for it. That's how you know what a distraction is. Okay, not saying your mama cooking is a distraction unless you want a big diet. But come on, our phones, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, honestly, it don't even matter what app it is. It's just about the motion of the scrolling that we are addicted to. And it's kind of like people that smoke cigarettes. Oftentimes, I don't know if you know any cigarette smokers, but or smokers in general, if you try to switch from a smoke to a vape, it's like it's like it's like I want to feel the smoke. So most of the time, smokers, they like the actual smoke because they like to feel the smoke. Like their lungs want to feel the smoke. When you vape, you don't feel smoke. I've tried to vape before. It feels like where's the, you know what I mean? I'm like, where's the smoke? So oftentimes people aren't addicted to the actual cigarette they sell. People are just addicted to the smoke, the feeling of the smoke, the feeling of that breathing, the feeling of that motion. So oftentimes, so fam, relating it back to our phones, we addicted to the scroll because we not looking at nothing. Ain't nothing there. I mean, obviously it's videos and stuff there, but ain't nothing of no substance there. Maybe a couple jokes, a couple bad news, but sorry. Yeah. But if you try to relate it to your life and what you got going on, it's not really. maybe you'll learn a little one, two thing. Oh my God, I learned how to use the straw correctly in the can. TikTok taught me what that little thing was. You know, like little stuff that is like, you can live without that scroll for about a week. Come on, about a month. But you really addicted, give yourself a week. Give yourself 2 weeks. Give yourself time to ignore that distraction so you can have more time and energy to focus on your goals, focus on your plan, focus on your resting, focus on your next step. Sometimes we can't see what our next step is because we looking for answers on social media. We think we see something on social media, we think that's a sign. No, if you spend all of your time on there, eventually it's going to look like a sign on there. It's not a sign, babe. It's a distraction. Now, there's a little twist to this only because if you are someone that literally just logs on for coaching, because there's some great coaches on YouTube. So if you take your time and you just learning how to love yourself, learning how to, do something, if you really applying the social media to what you're doing right now, then that's the only exemption. But if you just on there because you bored, you gotta let it go. And if you are on there because you're bored and because you learned some stuff, then you need to set a time window. Okay, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I'm going to watch this channel because I learned stuff about my mental health. I learned stuff about my job. I learned stuff about, you know what I'm saying? Give yourself a class time. Not just when you're bored. Because then you're going to get distracted and you're going to be clicking around and you're not really absorbing the information. You're not really comprehending what you're learning. You're just kind of idle. You're not really tuned in. You're just there. Some of us are literally, I see it all the time, and it really breaks my heart. Y'all don't understand how it breaks my heart because you can't see yourself, but if someone was to walk in the room and see you and you don't notice they walk in the room, this is what y'all look like. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to count to 10 seconds and I'm going to show you what you look like. That might have been about 20 seconds. Do you see my posture? Do you see my face? Do you see my body? How my body is? And some of us, we be on a pillow. So our neck be looking like this. How you look? Most of us, how we looking 90% of the time? That's how you look. But just with a phone in your hand. It's not healthy. If you want to watch YouTube, put it on your TV. Set your phone up. Hold your body up. Because once you start crawling in this position, it's like you're weighing yourself down physically. And unconsciously, it'll start affect you mentally. Because you just, you ever go into those classes, they go stretch out, shake your arms, you know what I'm saying? Wake yourself up. It's to adjust your body. When you're adjusting your body, you're adjusting yourself and you're adjusting your mind. But if you ain't paying attention and you go from getting all of this fairy tale dopamine release from social media and then you're going to try to interact, I noticed there's a disconnect. there's a part of your mind that's still kind of shut down. There's a part of your emotions that's still kind of thinking about social media. So you can't really connect with who you're trying to connect with because you have a disconnect. Because you spent so much of your energy on your phone. You spent most of your energy doing this. So now that it's time to be a human, you struggle. You look irritated. Most of us, and that's just the phone. That's just one distraction. Some of us are distracted in these relationships. We so focused on what they doing. We so focused on what they doing. We can't even see what we doing. What you doing? We got a new position. We can't even focus on the position because we thinking about leaving to see what somebody else is doing. Or we at the new position on our phone. When you could be applying that time to work on something new. There's so many things we could be learning, but we get so lazy because this is so much easier and this is scrolling. And if enough people don't pay attention and really limit yourself, years to come from now, kids are watching. Most of us, we see our nieces and nephews, what they do. Tick-tock, tick-tock. And it's ticking. And it's talking. And time is going. And it's being wasted. And then we so quick to judge what other people doing with their kids online. What you doing with your kids offline? That's where you'll see certain people that's not really the norm and kind of like discipline their kids, and we looking like too much discipline. No, kids need discipline. Without discipline, when they get up, when they grow up, it's hard for them to make a decision for themselves. They so confused because they seeking those same trainings of social media in the real world, and social media is not real. So when you get off social media and you come into interact with real, you don't know what to do because people aren't walking around with like buttons. People aren't walking around with captions. We're not walking around with captions. Those who laugh last, laugh best. Life is what you make it. We're not walking around with captions. So we have to be able to communicate to learn one another. We got to be able to hold a conversation without catching an issy fit or pressing a dislike. Oh, I don't like what you said, dislike. That's how our generation is being operated. Like, dislike, unfollow, follow. We're going to be walking around trying to build relationships with people, just unable. No skill set. No skill set in place to learn how to build a friendship. Friendships. How many of us can say we got 5 solid friends? Solid. That's not going to judge us. That's not going to cut us off if we tell them about themselves. That's not going to act weird and stop liking our photos. She doesn't like my photos. Maybe she's not online. We have to grow up. You could be that one person. I know it's easy to just kind of follow what everyone's doing, but I never just follow what everybody doing. I'm gonna do what I want to do, you know, in the humblest way. I like to do the right thing, so I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm not gonna go shave my head bald because everybody's shaving their head bald. That's what I'm referring to. Oh, what time is it? Oh, okay, I got 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, y'all. I'm not gonna go follow what everybody's doing just because everybody's doing it. Sometimes we'll have a conversation, right? You'll be sitting down having a conversation with somebody. They like, oh, I hate the color blue. And now you like, yeah, me too. Just following. You didn't hate the color blue until she said it. So that's just a little metaphor. Not really, but don't be the one to be like, yeah, I hate the color blue too. Be the one to be like, well, I love blue. It reminds me of the ocean, the skies. I like blue. And then once that's said, that's not an argument with two people. Well, you gotta hate the color blue because I hate the color blue. No. Then it's simple. Oh, okay. You hate the color blue? Just say okay. Sometimes we don't gotta agree or disagree. Sometimes we just gotta say okay. Or ask them why. Well, what makes you hate the color blue? Easy conversation. Some of us, we don't have that substance and we don't know how to relate to other people without centering it around ourselves. And I've been guilty too. And I've checked myself. Like, sis, every time somebody says something, you don't gotta tune in your own too, you know? But it's just, sometimes we're not trying to toot our own too. We just don't know how to have a conversation. We're not narcissists. We just don't know how to have a conversation. And no one told me. I always analyze myself after a conversation. I try not to overanalyze because I know my mind be going. But I was like, okay, how did that conversation go? Because I'm learning and growing. So because I'm learning and growing, I want to challenge myself. Did you make that conversation all about you, Miss Thang? Or this is me talking to myself. Or did you, be a good ear? Some people just want to talk. They want to see if you're a comfortable person to talk to. Some of y'all, nobody wants to talk to you because you're uncomfortable to talk to. You're too judgmental or you're too self-centered in conversation. Meaning, every time someone tells you something, you make it about you. Selfish. Hear what other people have to say. Be surprised what they say. So some I'm like, wow, I'm glad I sat back and listened. It was good to listen. And so some I gotta be like, because I talk a lot. That's why I have a channel, because I love to talk. But I also love to listen. But I had to learn how to listen. I think, let's say that again. Learn how to listen. How many times did your parents say that to you? How many times as a child, your mom be like, go sit down. You don't listen. And you like, I do listen. No, you don't listen. Because she told you to sit down and you over here jumping around. Now, if you was one of them kids and your mama always said, learn how to listen. Learn how to listen. You might have to learn how to listen for real now. Now we in the real world. That little skill she was trying to teach you, whether she knew everything or not, you need to learn how to listen. And when you're listening, you're comprehending. You have to know what you're listening for. Some of us are spending our time talking to people and just pouring our heart out after we listen to what they said, not even understanding they don't have the capabilities to listen to you. So why are you even wasting your time? But if you knew how to listen, you would have caught that in the beginning of the conversation. That they not wrapped too tight. They need a little bit more therapy sessions. And I don't know about y'all, so fam. But when I see someone need a couple more therapy sessions, I tread lightly. Because if I sit around and pour out and I don't get what I was not expecting, but when you get something that's totally different, you're like, how did I miss that? Because you wasn't listening. They're crying to you. complaining about X, Y, and Z, but they're crying. They're hurting. They don't know what to do. And sometimes you ain't got the answers for them, but sometimes just listening is an answer. Sometimes we sit down and we actually just be that physical non-phone device. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling y'all, oh, I gotta know 2 minutes, y'all. This phone, it doesn't say it's off, right? It doesn't talk back. It doesn't have ears. You know, like the actual phone, unless you call someone on the phone, okay. But this phone doesn't really give out things that humans give out. See, when you talking to me, I could give you facial expressions. I could laugh. And the whole time I'm sitting there, just sitting there and listening and shaking my head and nodding my head, the other person is processing that. Right? The other person is processing, okay, she's understanding me. Okay, let me talk about this. Okay, she's comfortable. I'm gonna keep going. They're not consciously realizing it, but they're talking to themselves before they actually talk to you. And based off your response, will let them know, okay, I could keep going. All right, she tired of hearing me. Let me hush. That's how a conversation goes. And some of us, we don't even know that much. Not your fault. But just understand, soul fam, that learning how to be supportive teaches someone how to be supportive to you. You teach each other how to grow with one another. But if you never kind of do step one, y'all never really get to step two. Because you're so busy just pressing the dislike button on a relationship just because, maybe because they smoke weed. Okay. They smoke weed and you don't smoke weed. You're not God. Maybe that weed smoker needs you right now. Maybe you're the only person in this world that they could physically talk to and really have a conversation with, but you are too stubborn to talk to them because maybe you don't like that they smoke weed. Like, I don't think we actually hear ourselves when we talk in our head about other people. Oh, they complain too much. Okay, that person complains a lot. How can I show them that they complain too much without telling them? This is how we help one another. This is how we stick together. Even if a situation, an opportunity presents itself where you could relate it to yourself, they'll pick up on that. They learn from what they see. Maybe they complain because maybe that's all their mother did. So now here you come. Something happened while y'all hanging out, because you're not really judging. You just like, overall, they ain't robbing, they ain't stealing, they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They're a good person. Okay, they complain. And a situation presents itself while you're together, and you just could say something so simple, like, yeah, but I don't even like to complain. I'm just so grateful. That's it. And even if you got to say that 3 or 4 times until they catch on, you could be that change in that person's life. We need each other. Stop always waiting for someone else to do a job that's right in front of you that's so simple. It's like in my old house, I got one more minute, y'all. I'm sorry, this is so good. I'm gonna have to do a part 2. But my mom used to be like, if you see the trash, pick it up. Don't walk over it. Pick it up. It was like 7 of us, so we used to walk over it like somebody else to pick it up. Don't wait for somebody else to pick it up. If you see it, pick it up. Same thing, so fam. If you see a problem with somebody and you there, don't react. Don't be impulsive. No, but take your time and reflect. Hey, I like our relationship. I see it going somewhere. Let me see where I could challenge myself and help my friend without burning myself out. See, sometimes we want to help our friend, but we want to burn ourselves out to help them. No, we're not burning ourselves out. Give them a couple tries. You'd be surprised how solutions could come apart when you're just being patient. Okay? Okay, so fam, I'm sorry I gotta cut y'all short. Y'all know I'm about to come with some good stuff because I got some great topics for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Watch this video twice. Take your time. Take your time with it. I say you get an hour of social media. It's 25 minutes, 2 times, that's your hour. And then go about your business. Okay? Or maybe watch it again tomorrow. All right, so fam, thank you for tuning in. And I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Bye for now.